because I know what I bring to the table. So if it doesn't work out, then it just wasn't for me.
Like the more I elevate, you realize that a lot of friends are really not your friends.
I'm looking a little plump back there. Y'all can't see on camera, but
I can't stand a man with kids.
What's up, y'all? It's your favorite host, AybrielBTV, and welcome back to Season 5. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe to us on all social media platforms. Today, we're going to talk about girl talk. Y'all, this is my topic. But before we get started, of course, I want you to meet these beautiful ladies on the couch. Y'all look good. Faces meet. We'll start with you, Lakyan.
Hi, I'm Lakyan. I'm an esthetician and also TV personality and also a baddie.
Yes, baddie. Okay.
I'm Chynna. I'm an educator, event planner, and a foodie.
Okay, foodie.
Yeah.
Okay, man. Okay.
Hey, my name is Amanda. I'm a lifestyle influencer and therapist.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Makayla, and I'm just here. Just joking. I'm an up-and-coming social media content creator, and I have my own business dealing with people.
I love that. Okay. Y'all loosen up, grab your wine. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all had that hardcore. We're gonna start it off. I wanted to ask everybody, how are you guys doing? I want to create a safe space. I feel like oftentimes we get asked that question and we're like, yeah, I'm fine, I'm doing great. And it's like, baby, I almost crashed out last night. So how are you guys doing mentally, physically, emotionally? Like, what are your thoughts? How are y'all feeling? Anybody start?
That's crazy that she would ask that. I am spiraling.
Okay, tell me
Mercury is in retrograde.
Okay.
And it is kicking my tail, but I'm blessed and I have faith in God that everything is working out all the time in my favor.
Yes.
So I had 2 panic attacks before I got here.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
It's crazy how you don't know it's bad until people look at you. Don't look at me like that. Well, I guess I'm not doing as good as I thought.
Well, no, you're doing good. You're here. You made it here. So that's all that matters. Yes.
We love divine people in your life. But yeah, no, honestly, I went through a divorce. I was actually here on this podcast as soon as we got married.
Yes. Season 1.
Crazy.
That was season 3. That was season 3. Mm-hmm.
Like, funny because he cheated and that's what we talked about. And then he cheated to end it. So I accepted that everything that I had planned for my life was no longer going to be that. I had to restart my life. And then on top of that, not looking at him because crazy enough, like I still love him.
Right.
I'm a lover girl. Like I'm never going to look at somebody and know what they've been through. And then at the end be like, I hope you don't ever get nothing. No, I just hope you stay away from me.
Yeah.
Boundaries. Right. So with me, it's just like I had to start over. I moved back to Huntsville after being here for 10 years because I was going with him to Hawaii. And now like I have to start over. And it's crazy because I have to face like every single decision that led me to being with someone like that.
That's good.
Which includes running away from home because I didn't, my goals and aspirations don't align with my family's. And when I tell them that, they say, well, God didn't tell you that.
Wow.
So even on my way here, had a conversation and they were like, well, God didn't tell you that. I was like, no, hold on. Because if the devil is talking to me, I would be rich. I hope. He normally keeps you happy if you're doing, isn't that true? The Bible says it. Anyway, so how am I doing? Great. Blessed.
You're processing. We getting there.
Yeah.
No, I really am better. If I can talk about it.
Yeah.
When I'm able to articulate it to you, to me, I'm in a really good space.
All right. How's everybody else feeling? How y'all feeling? You like you got something to say.
I do. I'm actually in a good space right now. So I'm doing a lot, but I've learned that doing a lot is a coping mechanism for me. So I've been very pressed on working out, journaling, meditating. Like I woke up at 8:30 this morning, got a phone call from a male friend, and he was like, go get up and run. So I ran him out before I came here, showered, got my makeup done, and came. Yeah, so I'm just really in a place right now where I have to journal, I have to talk to God, I have to work out. So
I like that.
That's what I'm doing.
That's good.
I love that. And so what age did you guys experience trauma, and how do you navigate that now in your life?
Oh, I experienced mine very young.
Okay.
Well, I'm not going to say very young, preteen.
Okay.
I was at a birthday party. I'm from Louisiana, so we were at a birthday party. We were riding horses, doing all the stuff that we do in Louisiana, eating crawfish. And I do not talk to my real father. And my real father showed up at the birthday party and no one knows how. And in front of all the kids told me that I was supposed to be an abortion baby. I wasn't supposed to be here. And I was just like shocked because I was just like, and Lake Charles is a small city. It's a very, very small city. So everyone knew who my dad was. So Izzy's friends, and I'm just like, and of course,
why would you say that?
Right, and then of course I was down the street from my house. So mom and stepdad, you know, they come trucking in the van, the maroon van, and they're like, "Oh, everybody needs to move." And I was just like,
"Oh my god!"
I was like,
"Yes,
okay, real dad, you had to do that." And literally, I just had to like sit down with my mom and my stepdad and just like talk about it because I was just, I was more ashamed like than hurt because I really didn't care because I didn't talk to my real dad. So it was like, okay, well, we knew that part.
Yeah.
But for someone else to see the trauma that I deal with was like very like upsetting because like I don't want people to see that.
Yeah.
So it was literally God ordained because I felt like if I didn't have to deal with that, I'd probably still walk around like shunned and shy about like not having a good relationship with my dad. But now it's just like it's okay, and I've accepted that we will never be what I want us to be.
That's good.
Yeah, it was still
good,
I still would beat him up though.
Come on, let's go outside.
Go outside for what?
We gonna fight.
If the opportunity presents itself, and because my dad is like 5'3".
Oh, so you can take.
So like I'm like, oh, we equal.
Drop his IG name.
Like he doesn't have one. My dad is actually well known back home.
I'm just joking.
It's okay. He's a political official.
Oh wow.
So like.
So being in that light and not even having a relationship with your daughter.
Yeah, and the sad part is my brother is a political official, a big one at that. So they tie them together, and then it's always like, well, my brother's like, you know, I have a sister who has the same dad, and then it's always like I'm the scandal baby. So I was like, a sister, because my brothers are 3 months apart.
Oh wow.
Hold on.
Clock it.
Clock that T. Clock that T. Clock it. Clock that T.
Wow. Okay, so your sister that I met, that's from.
We have the same mom.
Okay.
She has a different dad. Her dad is the one who raised me.
Oh, okay.
So, like, she doesn't have no scandal. Like,
right.
Last name, everything. It was me because both brothers are 3 months apart. And then I have another brother from the same dad. We're 3 months apart. Yeah.
Wow. I see. Oh,
Papa was a Rolling Stone.
Beyond.
That was a boulder.
Literally. So, but it was like, that's something, and I still deal with that because since he's a political official and my brother is a big political official,
right?
It always gets tied. It's always like, well, isn't there a little girl around somewhere? And then I'll pop up like, yeah, it's me.
Wow. But you're working through that though, or I kind
of accepted it, and plus I love the fact that like my brother doesn't shun away from it.
Yeah, like
he's more like, no, this is my sister. She has her own name because his last name is Lewis. My last name is Hackworth. I'm the only one that took my mom's last name.
Okay.
So it's always like, well, who does she belong to? Yeah. And my brother's like, no, she's my sister. Da da da. And I'd be like, yeah, it is.
Yes.
Cut the political checks to me. Thank you. Appreciate it. But literally, that's what I had to. That was like God ordained to deal with, because if I didn't, I wouldn't know how to like maneuver, because as a kid it's always like, why didn't want nobody to know, and here he come just popping up. And once I got older, I understood it better, because when I was younger I was just like, I'm like, stepdad, beat him up,
right?
Take him down. And my mom was like, no, we don't do it. I'm like, let's get ratchet. Run him over with the truck. Back.
Reverse.
Literally.
Sorry.
Like, boom, boom, boom. Body bag.
Oh, God. What about you, Amanda?
And I was trying to sit over here and think trauma.
I'm happy for you. I love this for you. Sorry.
Well, I can't really think of like. I will say, growing up, I was a lot skinnier. Okay, so y'all see me now, you're like, oh, she thick. I was not always thick. I was slim.
Like me.
Slim, yes. So imagine me your size and tall.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's trauma.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So having to go through that, and boys, that was just a non-topic because nobody's checking for you, right?
Yeah.
You tall as hell and you skinny. Like, nothing in the front, nothing in the back. I barely got stuff in the front now. So, yeah, that would probably be the biggest thing. But as I got older, I started to get a little thicker because everybody actually in my family is thick. So the weight started to just move where it needed to move.
I like that.
So I'm thankful that I just waited for the process. Because I know a lot of people, especially young women, you just jump out there and get the BBL. Well, baby, maybe you got ass. Maybe it's coming.
You just need to get to the gym, get them squats.
You know, yes.
No,
The gym can do a lot.
Hello, this thing. I'm
gym-
looking a little plump back there. Y'all can't see on camera, but
Double cheeked up on a Thursday afternoon, hella ass.
You know,
It is. There's a dip in the couch.
right.
I can see
You
it.
say that. You say that. So trauma and grief go hand in hand. When we think about grief, we think about somebody passing, somebody, but grief can also be from plans that didn't happen, breakups, friendships. Are any of you experiencing grief in any area of your life? For me, I don't know. I think I am. There's a few areas when you have what success looks like to you versus the plans that God has. And then also just, I think Makayla hit on a little point with her ex-husband, like I was in a relationship and those plans that you had, you plan out a whole future. You're like, oh, we get married. And then God's like, stop. So I think that is to me an area as I'm working through like therapy of that grief of, accepting where things are right now, you know what I'm saying? Like accepting where you are, accepting things for what they are, but also just trying to measure like that level of success and then being comfortable where you are. Like, I want to be here, but I need to be content in the season that God has me, and how can I make the most of that season? So I think that's for me. Oh, that was good.
And I wanted to ask you about yours because I remember the last time I seen you, we were at the party that you threw for him. And I was just like, no, I thought we was gonna have to fight though. Not like I thought we were gonna have to fight him.
Yeah.
Cause I was just like,
what happened? I know.
But I'm not nosy. I just peep. So I was just like, don't tell, don't ask. So I was like, when you didn't tell, I was like, I ain't asking. But now I am.
The sip did not help, bro. Stop sipping.
We're gonna keep sipping this thing, okay?
We do not condone violence.
All right. What was your answer to the trauma? No, we gonna talk online. Okay. The trauma you experience that area of life.
So I think that not like bragging on how much I make or nothing, but I think as I elevate in life, like the more I elevate, you realize that a lot of friends are really not your friends. And I think it sucks because when you I pray, I believe in God, and when you pray a prayer like, God, give me discernment. Remove people out your life that are not for you, and it could be friends, family, relationships, and you be like, God, Lee, it's happening like this fast,
right?
Like,
why you leaving?
It's like you're not my friend either. So I think just growth and praying it for discernment. You do grieve friendships just like their relationships, family members too. You realize family members may be jealous of you or they're not who you thought they were. So I think for me, that's a part of why I'm journaling, meditating, and running, because I have lost a lot of people, but the more people that I lose, the more successful I become.
I did hear something I think a few days ago. The more people that you're losing, it's just making room for the God ordained people that are coming in your life. But my struggle with that is when they coming, are they coming now? When they coming? Are they around the corner? Please, right? Are they around the corner? But I do love that you talked about that, because that discernment will have you feeling something immediately when you meet somebody, you be like, yeah, this not gonna match. You know what I'm saying? It was cool kicking it, but you won't see me again, girl. You won't see me again. I like that. What about y'all? I know. Come on. Well, you got something to say? What y'all got?
So, just to touch on what they both said, you put it beautifully. If when I pray, God could just send your thoughts to me, that would really be helpful, because you worded it really nicely. In this season, I had to, everything that I thought made me a good person or successful, I lost. And there's people in my life that are you followed a man, but I asked them for their advice when this stuff was happening, and they agreed with him.
You got this, girl.
So the point is, it sucks because when you brought up trauma, My trauma was like 5 years old, getting molested by cousins, and nobody believed me. And then when they did believe me, they were like, well, at least you weren't raped. And then I always had to be empathetic for someone else. Like, yes, it happened to me, but like, what about them? Yeah. My trauma was never that bad. So it was almost like God literally like had me in a car accident, tore my rotator cuff, sprained my, like I messed up so many things in my body. I had to get 2 epidurals because my sciatic nerves, like I couldn't work, tore my marriage apart. And then it just sucks when it's like my marriage is ending. That was my person. Mm-hmm. It was the first time I felt like someone saw me.
Right.
And like didn't, like, you know,
yeah,
like they see the good and the bad. And I was like, when I saw the bad in him, I was like, I love you anyway. It scared me a little.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, I was bred for this. Like I dealt with the stuff I dealt with at 5. Like, bro, come on. Yeah. Like you grab me, shake me. I'm forward tough. Yeah. That's probably not. That was a coping mechanism. Don't think like that. But it sucks because the little family that I had left that I felt like I could like bring with me on the journey when I came up or whatever, it was like God literally pushed me closer to them to show me like, hey, those aren't your people. And then I'm like, so God, who are my people? And why would you send me here alone? Yeah. And then tell me to be strong. And then people are like, you're so resilient. And I'm like, because I know how to put on a wig and some makeup and smile. That's not autism. I know how to mask. Like, yeah. And then I told people, like, oh, I have these things. Like, I'm autistic and ADD. I haven't gotten tested for autism. But I did go to school for psychology. Went through all the, did my internship. Just got to the point where I couldn't handle listening to other people's problems and not try to grab them out of it. Yeah. Like, literally, like, let me give you some money. You're a child. Let me take you home. Right. Anyway, so need to get tested. And then I have so many people in my life that are like, oh, no, that's not it. There's nothing wrong with you. And I'm like, oh, so you think that being 31 and having success and being on my own for 10 years and doing so well that y'all actually left me alone, which is like the pillar of success and part of my family, for them not to judge everything you do, all for me to be brought back home in my childhood bedroom. And then you look at me and I tell you something's wrong, but instead you just keep looking at me and saying, nah, you just don't pray enough. You're not depressed. Or maybe it does exist, but like, it ain't that bad.
So are you grieving? So I guess like it sounds like you're grieving that area of your life. Like
my whole life.
Right. Okay.
I'm grieving everything that I thought when I went through that at 5. And then I got raped as an adult, and it was by someone I was dating, and the police were like, well, it's he said, she said. And then going through the stuff with my husband, and people are like, well, at least he ain't hit you. Wow. But at the end, they're like, oh, he wasn't a man. I'm like, you talk a lot of stuff now. But I don't want to hear that. Because when I asked you, did you want to put your hands on a woman? You said, I thought just like him. Wow. And so I shut. And you said, sometimes you need to learn how to shut up. So I did. But it's fine. Because what sucks for me is I feel like, not in a negative way, but it's like God built me to be some people's karma. If that makes sense. Like, my job is to be kind and who I am. Yeah.
And that assignment doesn't change based on the people that you're around. Like, I think that that point was really good, because I think that when people do us wrong and things like that, like sometimes you feel like I deserve this, you know, or like, oh, why is this happening to me? And it's like, that has nothing, like, I feel like right now where I'm at in my life, that has nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, God, you gonna pay. You might not pay today or tomorrow, but God gonna make you pay. Right. And so not in that way, you know, not trying to make it seem like God is, you know, like a punish, like he's not gonna punish you. But I'm saying that anybody that has ever done anything harmful or went out their way, I've always seen God deal with them. You know, it might not be on my timing, because, you know, like you said, we want to run them over, but it's like it happens. So I like that you're really vulnerable about kind of like where you are, but also like the things you're grieving. It's natural to grieve relationships when you think this person is your partner, and it's like, What, I gotta start over?
Well, it also sucks because how you said you get to watch their stuff go out. No. It breaks me. I don't want to see you. I'm watching someone that I know go through karma for stuff that they did. And I know because, like, when I say God will match it up so good, but it breaks my soul. And other people are like, get over it. And I'm like, no. Anyway. So you asked me, what am I grieving? I'm grieving every positive thought, dream, and prayer that I prayed to God before that marriage that I thought was fixing me. That was filling my soul, that was going to push me into the next phase of my life.
I also think you need to find your tribe, though. Find a group of people who support you. They don't have to be family. Just find somebody who's going to encourage you because, like, even for the holidays, I'm not with my family for the holidays, but I do have a supportive group of people that I can rely on. Because if they're constantly bringing you down or giving you negative energy, that's going to keep you stuck. And you want to grow. And I feel like you are putting forward towards the steps of growth. But you got to find people who are going to support you because they don't seem supportive at all.
I look forward to when you release your affirmation playlist. I will be.
I'll send it to you, girl. I'll send it
And
to you.
find a good therapist.
Girl,
They're going right there.
Therapy has changed my life. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
I'm not going to say it doesn't.
You gotta find the right
I've
one.
been to 3.
Yes.
It's really important in finding the right one.
They told me I was too self-aware.
But
So I had to do some digging. Okay. You're right. You know what? I'm sorry.
I mean, it's kind of like a
I
shopping
need to do
list.
cognitive.
Like,
I need to do a different type of therapy. Talk therapy. They say I don't know what to do with you. I need to go to cognitive therapy. Okay. I need the
Come
one.
on, Amanda, you a therapist?
Maybe I'm not licensed in
okay.
Alabama. I am licensed in Georgia. So you're here. Come see me. I'll let you know if I ever get to Alabama. But just, I can give you some referrals.
I'd rather us be friends.
Okay. Look, that's great.
Because you know too much, you're going to be looking at me like, girl.
I like that. And so, how would you describe self-love? We'll kick it to you.
That's a good question. Self-love, setting boundaries even when you don't want to, walking away from relationships.
Situationships.
I know, right? Because you that's the second time you just said something about a situation. Right. What she got going on?
A lot. But
She got going on.
yeah, so just loving yourself. Like for me, even like I said, I keep going back to this, but journaling, working out, meditating, even though I'm a digital disciple, and I say that because that's what my pastors say, I watch it online if I can't go. But since the pandemic, I haven't been physically going to church as much, but I do watch it online. But it's giving yourself that love even when you don't want to. It's okay, I don't feel like getting out the bed, but I'm still going to get up and then I'm going to go get a massage because that's what I want to do. So really, I think prioritizing and putting yourself first too, because growing up, I was the oldest child. So I have that overachiever syndrome. Like, I got to do this, I got to do that. Well, my mom at work, so I got to take care of the kids or her kids. And I got to make straight A's. I got to do this. I was a student athlete. So I'm just so used to everything being this, where I just gotta, okay, let me put me first. What do I want to do today? So that's what self-love is for me.
And so does that situationship bring you self-love?
No, I walked away. I walked away from that. I walked away.
Okay, right, all right, we gonna clap for that.
Okay, clock in.
I give you a hug.
Okay. So what was that? You know, we're not gonna derail, but what was that about? Because I know you talking about that. We left those in 2024, but we bring it back. Go ahead. What was that about? When did you find that self-love? Like, I deserve better. I deserve more.
I mean, okay, so honestly speaking, like,
Don't lie.
Don't you know?
I'm gonna tell the truth. So we were friends or whatever. We were friends, and really he was just there for me at my time of need. So during the holidays, I don't have a family support system, a big family support system, so I was able to be around his family during the holidays. He wasn't supposed to come into the new year. Like, it was supposed to be after the holidays. Okay, that's it. He wasn't going for that. He was like, nah, what you doing? Where you at? My dad said, come over. He want to come see you. My mom said, hey, this. So I'm like, okay, I come over. Like, but
so why is he a situationship?
Okay. let's drink
I
to
feel
that.
like discernment.
And because where we are in our life, like, we will never be a good match. Like, I know we would, and we're honest because
Right.
Oh, wow. Sounds like we're for this. Let's go.
We just want to know.
we would
The
never
people
be
want
a
to know.
good match because of his baggage. I'll say that.
You got kids?
Yeah.
You cut it off now.
Cut it off.
I
now.
can't stand a man with
Children does
kids.
he have?
Now, hold on.
Let's investigate a little bit.
No.
We don't gotta talk about that, but he has kids. Yes.
How many
Oh,
baby
he
mamas?
got multiple. Okay, well, never
Boy,
mind.
girl, if he don't get out.
But on a positive note,
Positive.
he's there for
He
me
paid
if
the
I
child
need
support.
him. If I, he not on child support, but he's there for me when I need him. If I need anything, stuff done in the house, whatever, he's there. But I know, like we talked about discernment, longevity. I can't deal with that. I can't deal with that for me as a woman. Like I can't. Even if you introduce me, I still can't deal with that. And I know who I am.
Yeah.
And
what
why
I
deal
bring.
with that if I don't have to?
Right.
I don't believe no woman without kids should date a man with kids. I'm
That's
stern
a
on
controversial
that.
topic, but I agree.
I'm very stern on that.
Every
You don't have the
situation is different.
responsibilities
Every
of
situation
it.
is different.
I just feel like that the woman or the man should be, I don't want to say put first, but a kid will always
Of course.
come first. If I ain't got one,
Especially, I guess, if it's not from us. Like if we're in a relationship and the kid isn't ours, and then you have it with somebody. Yeah, I get
it's
that. I get
hard
that. Yeah,
because that kid has to come first, and ideally the parent does in a sense too, like that.
Yeah.
And it's like
You gotta have communication with
correct,
the
and I
child
don't
the
believe
mom.
no other person should come second. Like I believe, like if we in a relationship, because I'm the type. Your kid gets sick and we booked a vacation. Well, you gonna be here with your kid because I'm still going.
And I'm taking my best friend. And
Like literally, matter of fact, don't worry about coming. I've been wanting to take my homegirl down to Puerto Rico. I don't believe a woman should deal with a man with kids. It's just a different type of baggage.
but there are some women that two sides said there are some women that are looking to be that stepmom, and like that. I mean, like I said, I don't think it's.
Can't do
Is it that they're looking to be a stepmom or they're willing?
Okay, yeah, there we go. They're willing to be that stepmom. Like, they're willing to accept the kid. They want to be with that man, and that kid comes with that man. So it's like they're willing to be with that. So I don't know. Again, I don't know that's not necessarily for me. You ain't got
I
kids.
applaud
got
the
kids.
women
I prefer
that
you
do
not have
that.
kids. Yeah.
Like my homegirl, she is literally a stepmom to two girls, and
Is she married?
no,
Okay.
no,
Engaged?
getting there.
Okay.
So
no.
no. Okay. No.
But I'm saying it, like when we do have our conversations, our heart to heart, it's almost like she's willing to deal with it. And I tell that's not something I am willing to deal with, because it's just like, I'd be like, well, dang, like, why do you have to, and second of all, the kid does live in with them. So then it's like discipline, but the mom may not see fit of how they discipline or what they see fit. And it's like, well, come get your kid then.
Yeah.
What you here for? That's me. What you doing here?
No, that's fair.
That's your baby.
And then if he has custody of his children, that's a whole nother story.
And he does, and he's a great man. So that's why, like, for her, when she told me she was dating a man with kids, my first thing is, I ain't gonna judge you, but know what you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Know what you're dealing with. But then when I met him, and I'm like, okay. But I still be at that altar, like off the Medea movie, like, don't do it. He got 2 kids. I'm still down there, like, girl, we can still snag a ball player.
hey,
Like, don't do it. Like,
Hey there, like
we supported.
I mean,
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
But they can't I'm glad you let that go.
I like that for you. I like that.
I love it
Well,
for
it sounds
you.
like y'all have a good friendship.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm proud of you because I know that hurt. Because he wasn't even a bad person.
He wasn't.
I only left my husband because he cheated. Prayed for that specific. I was like, only if he cheated. Crazy. Don't look like that. Don't look like that. It is what it is.
But you have something better though. Don't always think of it as something bad, because I was about to get married when I was 21 to my college sweetheart, but I wasn't willing to shut up and be cute. Like I just had to shut up and be cute. Bills taken care of, paid for everything. Like I was a whole wag out here, like straight out of college. But that's not who I am. So don't feel like that's the end all be all. You gonna find somebody,
And it's gonna be. I think we taught about that, bigger and better. Like
I'm not worried. I just cried because my body cried. I'm fine. I'm sorry.
And so, how do you guys measure growth in your friendships or relationships?
Difficult conversations. Like the girl speaking about with the kids. We don't always see eye to eye, but we never fall out from not seeing eye to eye. I have friends that
How y'all bounce back after the disagreement?
Right, because it'll be like, she'll may say like, well, I disciplined or I said something, and I take the standpoint of a child. I don't always take the standpoint of a parent, because sometimes parents believe like they don't have to explain things to kids, where I'm kind of like, you need to tell a kid or make a kid understand so they don't just become like a yes man.
Yeah.
So we'll have like those difficult conversations where I'll be like, maybe I think you took it too far. Or, you're not her mom, so you shouldn't have said. But we always will find a way to be like, well, I see your point of view, you see my point of view. And I'll be like, okay, well, this is a real friendship, because we're not like, well, you didn't.
Yeah.
Because we're adults now, so iron sharpens iron. I don't need a yes man friend.
That's
but
good.
if you're easy to dismiss me because of a difference of opinion, you don't need to be my friend.
That's really good.
Right. But I tell you where I'm at, because I've learned people don't know anything about me if I don't tell them. Because what I've learned is I mask so well. If I hadn't cried while telling the story, we would have just all laughed.
Yeah.
Because at the end, I am fine. I know everything's working out. Hearing y'all talk about y'all's lives is literally all the stuff that I was having a panic attack about. So I'm like, everything's working out. But my friends are meeting me where we're at. As I've gone through that relationship, I learned I like to kiki, but I don't like friends that aren't your friends.
I also think like in friendships, there should be some level of accountability.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think as we get older, I am noticing that people do not want to take accountability
at all.
And I guess I get it, because I think once depending on where you are in your life, like with your own journey, like if you aren't healed, if you don't even love yourself and things like that, you don't even hold yourself accountable. So how can I hold you accountable?
Correct.
So I think that's the thing. But I learned that like when I was just writing this question, I was like, how do you measure growth in friendships? Because I was just like, excuse me. Oh, sorry, I was coughing. For me, I thought that it was always just like, I measure growth in friendships of seeing what you do, like seeing what you accomplish, things like that. Because naturally, like again, in your life, you have to accomplish your own goals before, you can accomplish any friend goals. But I love that you made the point of the differences. Like I'm now measuring friendships. Like if we can get past this difference, then okay now, or if you can see my side and I can see your side, we can agree to disagree. But now instead of like going months or weeks or not talking, it's like, come on now. Like, so I don't know. I think it's just, again, I think it depends on where you are in your life. But before we wrap, I'm gonna ask you one last question, and I would love to get everybody's take on this to see how you feel. How do you guys deal with rejection?
What kind of rejection? What aspect?
Like rejection, just any area of your life. Like I think sometimes like rejection may be at the job, the relationship, the friendship, the opportunity, any area of your life, or just rejection.
I don't really worry about rejection because I know what I bring to the table. So if it doesn't work out, then it just wasn't for me. So I'm never like bent about not getting something or not like working with a brand, or even if it's something at work and it may be an issue, right? I know that I'm doing my job and I know I'm doing the best that I can do. So I don't really, it doesn't faze me.
Come on now, Amanda. Come on. We gonna clap to that. Okay.
I need to get there.
Please make it up.
Yeah, I gotta get there too. I'm like,
Because I don't like it.
okay.
Right. You reject me, I'm like, so what's up? What's the problem? Why? But I guess it depends on what it is. Like, say like jobs and stuff. Sometimes I'm like, okay, whatever, I don't care. Right. But I think sometimes when it comes to like people's rejection, it hurts. Yeah. That's a trauma I'm still dealing with, because like the ultimate rejection I felt was like from my dad. So when people reject me, it kind of takes me back to like, well, what did I do wrong? What did I say wrong? But I had like college experience. A rejection was when I was crowned Miss Black and Gold, and I didn't know in the HBCU how big that was. I just knew it was $1,000 that I needed because my mama didn't have the extra to pay for college. So somebody was like, the Alpha's giving out $1,000. I was like, to do what? That was like a pageant. And I will never forget going to a campus party, well, off campus. It was a girl, and I was like, hey, well, y'all come on, I'm the queen now. Y'all ain't got to pay to get in. Don't worry about it. Like, I got it. Right. We ain't got to pay. Liquor on me. Drink on me. We in. And I remember we were walking in, and one of the alphas did speak to her, and I guess he never spoke to her before, and I didn't know. And I was new at Savannah State. I transferred in. I transferred in as a junior. So I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't start with the freshmen, you know. So I'm like, I'm a newbie. I'm like, okay, and I'm queen, whatever. Just when y'all cut the check.
Right.
So, and I remember that girl looked at me and she was like, you know, I just feel like you're the Beyonce of the group and we're Kelly and Michelle and you just think you're better. And I just bust out.
You in for free?
Right. So I'm just like, well, I thought we were in this together. Like, you know, I took on this and, you know, and it was, she stopped being my friend and my feelings were hurt. I felt so rejected because I was like, well, I just did this for some money.
Right.
You know, $1,000. And I couldn't believe that because I'm really nice. I got that Louisiana hospitality. I don't meet a stranger. So for her to reject me for doing something good, you know, that was becoming the queen was good. It wasn't a position to take so people would know who I am. I took it because I wanted the money. And I just couldn't believe someone rejected me for just being like a normal
person.
Yeah. I was like, you know, I didn't plan on winning the pageant. I thought I was gonna get the little hospitality award. Like, we appreciate you coming out. And I just couldn't believe, like, but after that, it was like, I knew from then people were always gonna reject me because some people don't believe the authenticity of me, that I'm actually like a Southern belle, like really just friendly. I'm not putting on a show. I don't have this Southern accent, making it up. This is really, I say y'all, like, hey y'all. And so I was just like, that is one of the things I still deal with. Like,
one quick word. I'm going to let you two answer real quick. Just one quick word. How do you guys deal with rejection?
Like a toddler.
Okay, that's fair.
I work out.
Okay. Cool. We gonna dive into those in the comments, you know, see what y'all talking about. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for season 5 of Down and Dirty. We'll see you next week for another episode. Bye, guys.
Bye.
We can say scriptures all day, but if we doubt, it makes it null and void. Not saying that his word is not true. That's not saying that God is lying, but we have to follow it all.